Guys, it's Nick the Booksmith. Welcome back, welcome back. So today I'm gonna do something a little, I mean, I've done this before, but I needed to do some prep work for a project that I'm gonna be working on, and so I need a good size franken page / Raggedy. So I have collected a pile of things together so that we could just sit here and make one. I want it to be not monotone, not one solid color, but I want it to be muted and kind of where nothing really stands out that much over the next thing. So more of a muted look. And so I've collected some little scrappy pieces that tend to fall into that kind of category. Sound good? And then I have this bag of little scraps in case I want to put some fabrics, because I've got some little scrappy things too. But anyway, we will get to that in a second. This is some muslin that I've hand dyed. So this got dyed in indigo, and this was dyed with annatto and I'll have to look at my notes. I can't, walnut, I think. So just some muted strips of muslin just in case. So I'm going to have kind of a base, and I got this page out of a dictionary, good size dictionary. And then this is one of the pages that Brenda sent me. Thank you, Brenda. These are amazing. Kind of cool. They're old, like contact cards of some kind. It's really cool. So I thought that should go in there. And maybe I should I do this sideways? Because that's you know, going to be about what the kind of size I need. I'm not sure. Maybe I should do it like this. So, how is everybody doing? Is everybody doing okay? I'm still not feeling great, and I do go to the doctor next week, so I won't bore you with any of my sob stories, but you know, just struggling with that lately and trying to feel better, and it's just not working. It's hard to feel better when you can't. When you can't feel better, it's hard to feel better. I'm gonna put some glue. I'm just gonna kind of just start sticking stuff together, and I'll probably run some stitches through this. I've also started working on the next class, and as soon as I get that mapped out all the way, I will reveal more about that. Where's the there it is. So I will I'll update you guys on that. It's going to be done, how do I say that? It'll be done kind of like in 2 parts, and you don't have to have one to have the other kind of a thing, but it was way too much information just to put in one course. Like, just, it'd be overwhelming. And so I didn't think I needed to, you know, pile it all into one course. Because maybe somebody that wants to learn one thing doesn't really care about the other thing, you know? You're like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about because you won't tell me. Sorry. So I want the shiny side down on this. This is just a piece of like craft butcher wrap or gift wrap, but it's got like a shiny side and a not shiny side. I just kind of want to put some brown in there. And I've got some tea stain paper, and I've got a lot of script. I grabbed a lot of script. I don't know if I did that on purpose or what, man. But I just kind of want to build this this page, and then you will see it soon in what I'm going to be using it with. And you'll go, oh, that's what that was for. And I'll say, yup, yup. I need to put something right under here, because I got a little ambitious here with the glue, and I put it where, you know, there wasn't going to be anything. Well, there is now. Okay. This is going to end up being like maybe like a 12 by 12. I won't need the whole thing. But I'd rather it be bigger than it needs to be than smaller than it should be. Trying to decide what side I want. I kind of like a little bit of blue hanging out. I still have to do this side too. But I'm not done with this side. So I'm glad you guys, everybody seemed to enjoy the shadow box I made with the bird's nest and the, I have not had the chance to reply as of yet, but I have been reading the comments as you guys leave them, and they were so interesting. Everybody, it resonated with a lot of people, and so y'all get me because you feel the same way, right? And that's great. That's actually awesome. It shows you that birds of a feather, right? We all flock together. No pun intended. We all have that same feeling in the background about, you know, different aspects of our life and, you know, different things that we have to deal with. And so thank you everybody for taking the time to watch that lengthy video. It would have been longer, I promise. It would have been longer. And thank you for commenting, and because that takes time too. And a lot of you put a lot of emotion and reflection in your comments, and that is very, very much appreciated, because we all come from different backgrounds and, you know, different upbringings and cultures and geographical locations, and so we're going to have different outlooks and feelings about, or maybe no feelings at all about some things. You know, that's sometimes if you can't relate with something, it's hard to have a feeling about it, because you don't have all the facts, you know. But I appreciate everybody's comments, and I will get to responding to those here as soon as I can. There was a lot of them. There's over 200, so it may take me a minute. Oh, here we go. I love this punch. This punch, I got it on Amazon. It's EK Tools, I think it's EK Tools. I just really dig it. It's it makes this neat binder or notebook looking edge, like it got ripped out of a notebook. I think it looks really cool. It adds texture without it being, you know, 3D. So it doesn't add bulk or anything, but it sure does add some texture. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool, man. And I am also going to build a journal so we can start our journal with me. So that needs to be done soon. I think I've avoided it, not consciously, but I'm not really sure what I want it to look like. You know, I mean, I'm gonna have the inside will probably be a lot more blank and plain than the one that we worked on this past year. You know, it had some junk journal, you know, pages that were already, you know, decorated and that kind of thing. And I will probably rein that in, and so that I'll have more room for putting in elements. Although I will probably, well, definitely be adding quotes and things like that along the way, so that we can, you know, have some journal prompts kind of built in, maybe a little bit. Maybe. So I'm just kind of building layers and textures, and so that we can get kind of a base here. I don't want there to be too much script, and so I'm kind of hiding some of it. I want it to peek through, but I don't want it to overwhelm our giant franken Raggedy thing here. But I thought maybe some of this fabric would look cool. So when I'm done with this, it's going to be the original one will be scanned, and I'm going to use it in a digital sense for as an image for the, you know, the next thing I'm going to be sharing with you guys. So it's a sneak peek of the idea, I guess. So that could go there-ish. Like I said, I'll probably put some stitches. Well, I know I will. I will put some stitches. It just can't be super, super bulky, because then it won't scan well if it's super bulky. Super duper bulky. Oh, and I did this a few days ago. I just didn't say anything because I didn't make a video. So I will, I have already loaded up a new DigiKit, and it is for the Ode to the Bee book that I had made, and there were a lot of people that really enjoyed that book, and were asking about that book, which it's going up for sale soon. I promise. Guys, I'm just trying to keep my head above water right now, and things are kind of over when you don't feel good. Like everything becomes a monumental task sometimes. It's like you can't even focus long enough on something to even think about how it needs to be finished sometimes. So I'm in one of those modes where I'm working on it, but I'm just having a hard time focusing right now. So that's why that book hasn't gone up for sale yet, and the rest of them sit. I'm working on it, I promise. I promise. Oh, the first of the year is always hard for me, I think, too. I think just starting a new year is always, you know, can be a difficult process. And what is it that you want to, is there anything you want to change this year? You have any expectations or plans, or, you know, getting your ducks in a row. And I don't really have ducks, I have squirrels. And getting your squirrels in a row is like herding cats, and it just takes a little longer than the lucky people that have ducks. The lucky that people that have ducks, they're all in a baby pool. They're swimming around in circles, you know, got it going on. But my squirrels are like scattering across an 8-lane busy highway, and I'm trying to, you know, get them back in their barrel. Anybody else feel like that? Or am I the only crazy squirrel lady on YouTube? No, somebody out there, somebody's got to feel the same way. There's got to be people out there that are like, nope, nope, my squirrels are dancing across the interstate with yours. So if your squirrels have gone AWOL, let me know. Misery loves company and all that rot, or camaraderie, whatever it is. We feel a little bit more comfortable when people are like, yep, 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 nope, right there with you, sister. That would be great to know. There's got to be some squirrel people out there. I got started on my taxes. Yay! See, I'm not that much of a hot mess. Got my taxes underway. I think I'm going to rip this like that. And we'll do some sidewaysness here. Put some ink. I need to go get some more ink pads. I've been using this one for like 6 months, and you can see it still has ink on it, and I will still use it, but it's starting to, you know, not have any ink left in it. It's getting to where it's hard to pull the ink out of it. I think I'm going to do a little sideways jaunt here. Like this. Like that. And that kind of squares up our edge. Of course, I put too much glue here. Story of my life. Story of my life. And maybe we could do another one of these guys up here. It won't matter because the way I'm going to use it, even though I've done another one with this little notebook edging, it won't matter that much because the way that this is going to be separated after it's digitized, it won't matter. So we can have some elements that are similar. Okay. Has anybody else gotten? I will try to speak correctly. Anybody else gotten started on their taxes? Are you overwhelmed? Are you underwhelmed? I don't know how it is in other countries. I'm only, you know, experienced in, you know, having to prepare taxes in the United States, and I say experienced loosely because I usually have somebody else do it for me because you guys know about me and math. So I mean, I know the general concept of taxes. It's not that I'm, you know, ignorant to what they mean and all that kind of stuff. It's just that the whole process is a little overwhelming because, well, there's several reasons, and we'll see. Do you guys agree? So there are people out there that like they got it together, and I applaud you, and I'm absolutely jealous that you have your act together and understand all the tax code, because it changes, you know, it can change on a yearly basis, and sometimes it can even change more often than that. So I think that's what gets me the most, is when you think you've got it figured out. It's like, okay, I think I got this. They go and they change the rules on you. So it would be kind of like, you know, going into, you know, Algebra 1 when you're, you know, 8th grade or whatever it was that we took Algebra 1 in. And, you know, halfway through the semester, they're like, okay, well, everything that we just taught you in this first half of the semester, just forget it because we're changing it. And you're like, no. Oh, I'm like, you know, if they could just like make some things where you could like, you know, understand it from year to year, that would rock on so many levels. But it has to be complicated. Why does it have to be so complicated? I want to pay for schools and I want to pay for roads and all the stuff that my taxes go for. I mean, I don't mind paying taxes. It's just that why does it have to be so difficult? Well, it's difficult. Like I said, it's difficult for me. It's not difficult for everybody. It's just difficult for people like me, I think. So it overwhelms me. Every year when tax season comes around, I kind of start sucking my thumb and I curl up in a fetal position in the corner somewhere because it's just a little overwhelming for a while. I think I overthink. Well, no, I know I overthink things. Let's be honest here. I'm not fooling anyone. Not fooling anybody. So this little piece of dictionary page is super, super fragile. Super fragilistic expialidocious. So it's going to have to like not hang out over on its own. It has to be backed up and supported by something behind it. I like that. Now this side needs some love. Needs some love, man. I want some lace somewhere. Maybe it needs to be upside down and on this side. Perhaps. Yes. I think that will work. That's gonna work. Put a little bit of glue here. And this can hang out over here. I like how it says hopscotch right there. Maybe you're too far back to even see. There we go. Is that better? I mean, it's just a mess. Do you even really want to see it? Is this something you need to see? I'm probably really wordy today, so I will edit some of this out so you're not like brain dead by the end of the video. So this can kind of, okay, tore too much off. So what is everybody else working on? What are you guys doing? Are you making a journal for the year? Do you even make journals? Do you buy journals? What is it that you guys are up to? What are you up to? Now I just sound like my grandmother. What are you up to? I sound all accusatory. Anybody getting ready to go on, like, so the kids, you know, as soon as like the holiday breaks are over and you get back into, you know, your rhythm, then they get out for spring break, right? Does anybody go anywhere cool on spring break? I need a vacation. I need a vacation, probably worse than I've ever needed a vacation in my life, and I will go on one. I'm gonna get the heck out of Dodge for a minute, I think, soon. But you know, I got to finish taxes and that kind of stuff, because it's hard for me to leave town when something, you know, you got a deadline kind of hanging out over your head. I can't relax if I've got something like that, like, oh, I got to do taxes when I get home, right? Well, nobody wants that, to be thinking that if they're sitting on a beach somewhere, or even if they go visit relatives and they're playing cards around the dining table, the last thought you want in your head is, oh, I have to go home and finish my taxes. That would kind of just ruin my whole time off, I think. But there are some things that I, you know, as an adult, need to tackle before I can, you know, escape and get away for a minute. And one of those is taxes. And I wanted to get this first course kind of, it doesn't have to be all the way finished, but it needs to be underway, and it'd be great if I had one of them finished. It's kind of a goal. It's kind of a goal to finish one before I leave. And it's not like I'm going to be gone for a long time, because I won't be. I'm talking, you know, probably not even a week. So it's not like I'm going to be taking off for some, you know, month sabbatical in Tibet or something. No, I'm not. That won't happen. I wouldn't even know what to do with myself. And after I pay taxes, I probably will have like $10 to my name. So it's gonna, you know, maybe I'll just, you know, go hang out at the 7-Eleven for, you know, a 3-day weekend. Struggle is real, my friends. Okay, I'm gonna put that, I think, there, just to kind of offset some of the Florentine paper. You know, just kind of cut that, give it some negative space to eat that away a little bit. I'm liking it. The only thing I'm not liking, so I think I will take this piece of Tim Holtz scrapbook paper. We're going to break this up a little bit. So tell me, where does everybody go on vacation? What is a vacation anyway? It has been so long since I've been on a vacation that I'm kind of, I really don't know what to do with myself on one, because I really don't remember what they're like. Yes, that's the printer deciding to, I don't know why it does that. All of a sudden just turns on. I know it's probably cleaning the heads or whatever it is. It scares the crap out of me every single time. So the last time I went anywhere as something that you would even consider a vacation, the printer, was, let's see, 13 and a half years ago. We took our daughter to Chicago, which was like, we lived in right outside of Indianapolis at the time. So it was only like, you know, it's like a 2-hour drive. It's not, Chicago's not that big of a deal when you know, live in central Indiana. But I love Chicago. I love Chicago. So we took my daughter up there on a 3-day weekend, and we went to the museums and the aquarium and did that kind of stuff. But it was 3 days. But that's kind of like a vacation, right? I got out of town. So here's my rule about vacation. I could say, yes, I've been away from home, you know, since then. But it's been to like visit family. So as far as I'm concerned, unless your family lives in Fiji in a beach house, a vacation, it is not. Sorry, it's just not. It just isn't. I love my family and I go see them and I love to go see them, but it's not really a vacation. it's visiting family. There's a difference. Do you guys feel the same way? Do you guys feel like it's the same thing? Like I said, if they lived somewhere great, and then it might be a vacation. If you can go see museums and, you know, or go to the beach or whatever it is that you like, you know, to do, then yeah, I could see how it could totally be a vacation. But going back to a place where you grew up to visit your cousins is not a vacation. I'm sorry. It's just not. I love you. I love you all. I love you all more than I can possibly express in words. But y'all, you're not a vacation. Please tell me you guys feel like that. Or do I just sound like the most horrible person in the world just for voicing that opinion? So anyway, a vacation to me is, you know, sightseeing, going somewhere to relax where you don't have to do laundry. You don't have to clean a toilet, or, you know, all the normal stuff that we humans do. All that kind of stuff, you just, you know, that's why camping was never a vacation to me. Although I used to love camping, especially when our daughter was little, because she loved it so much. You got to make sure you're camping around water, though, because if you're not camping around water, oh my goodness. Something about just camping in the, you know, dry, dusty nothingness that's not fun to me. If you got some water for the kids to play in or something, that's great. But camping is, it's kind of like work away from home, and it's harder to do your chores that you normally do at home. You know what I mean? It's harder to make meals. We had a little pop tent camper kind of a thing. It didn't have like a refrigerator or anything like that. It did have, I'm gonna leave that. It did have like a little gas cooktop that we could use if we had to, but we usually just cooked outside where everybody else was cooking. This needs something. But camping to me was, I mean, it can be relaxing, but it's still work. You know, it's not like it's a getaway from you know, daily grind kind of thing. Especially if you have a bunch of kids, because all you're doing is, you know, cleaning up kids. I did not have a bunch of kids. I only had one, but I have friends that had a lot of kids, and it seems like every time you turned around, you know, there was another kid to, you know, clean up. It's just how it is, man. Okay, I'm going to cut this right about there. Right there. And then this is going to get, the words are great, the text is great, but it looks too new or something, and it's just not, it's not floating my boater, I think. It's just, it seems out of place. Out of place. I can relate. So that looks better, don't you think? Kind of disguises that text a little bit and gives it some age. Gives it some gray hairs. Okay. So this was the back side, although I think it looks more like the front side now. And then this is the other side. Let me grab my little number code scrippity scraps here. I think we need some of these on here, and they might not even get seen. So once you see what it is that I'm going to be doing with this, I mean, some of it's going to be totally hidden and obscured by other things. So why I'm going to so much trouble to do all these details is beyond me, but you guys can diagnose me on that one. You probably already have. You guys probably had my number the first 5 minutes you found my channel and you started watching me. It's like, yep, hot mess. Okay, I'm gonna cut this little little piece of a report card. It's a little piece of a report card, and I'm gonna hunker that in here somewhere. But let me show you something that I found out the other day. So do you guys remember, I guess it was the month before last, when we talked about this Deli paper that we printed on, and it makes everything kind of look like old tissue paper receipts and that kind of thing. I'll put the link in the description box below to that video if you haven't seen it, and the link to these Deli papers. But anyway, I found out the other day that if you cut a little strip, and we're talking, this is like 1/4 of an inch, a little bit bigger. And what I did was, I just ripped off little pieces about not quite an inch. Of course, this is relative because you can, make these as long or as short as you want. And, oh my goodness, this glue, this snot glue. Let me get a paper plate. So I'm going to take, this is just some PVA glue and a little brush. And if you take these little strips of that Deli paper, and you can do one of two things before you put glue on it. If you want to make it even, grungier, older, dirtier, run some ink over the top of it for sure if you want, and then turn it over on the back side. Paint a little bit of PVA on there, and then I'm just going to kind of hold that down, and it makes it look like really old, like Scotch tape, like masking tape, I don't know, it was like, oh, that looks so cool, because it really does kind of look like old masking tape. So I'm going to dirty up these 4 pieces, my old masking tape, my old Scotch tape here. And you can use real Scotch tape, but the real Scotch tape doesn't like ink on it. It doesn't play well with ink. Like it just rubs off or something. Let me find the lid to that real quick. So I know it takes a minute, but if you already have your ink and your glue out anyway, and who doesn't? You can use this to turn into little stretches of Scotch tape, old Scotch tape. I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. And I just paint glue on it. I'm sure there's better ways of sticking it down. It's just, the glue is always here. And then the glue kind of even makes it a little bit darker because it's got water in it, so the glue kind of seeps through the fibers of the paper and makes it a little darker. So isn't that cute? Just like old pieces of Scotch tape, right? So it looks really great if you take like an old photograph and then do this. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. It's adorable. Take my word on it. So if you want to make it a little easy on yourself, you could take some ink and just go ahead and ink up like a big section or a whole piece, and you could run it through your paper trimmer and just slice off little 1/4 inch or 3/8 or whatever it is that you like, and then just break off little pieces of masking tape, and it looks old and adorable. Okay, this side does not have any textile on it. I'm gonna take this piece of lace and just kind of stretch it out. And I'm gonna glue it on, and then I'll run some stitches down it. To hold it in place. There we go. So there's that. And I think I might put something up here, and then I'm gonna be, you know, just gonna be done. We're just gonna be done. I'm done. I think I just needed some more negative space over here. All right. I think I can be done. I think I can be done. I like both sides, and I'm gonna run some stitches through some of this, not a lot, just a few stitches, and I will pop up a picture and show you what both sides look like when I'm done with doing that. Let's see. So I will be back and I will show you what it is that I am accomplishing with this. If you want to see the Ode to the Bee kit, it is loaded up at Etsy. Oh, one other thing. I guess I should mention. So, you guys remember the mixed media piece that we did several months ago on the board that we painted, and I added all this stuff to. I keep getting folks, thank you, asking if I'm going to make it as a download, like a printable. So I struggled with that because I wanted the color tones to come out just right. Just because to me this is it's more of an artwork than it is, you know, just some ephemera or something. If I put up some old photographs for ephemera and they happen to be a little bit yellower when you print them out because your printer sees them more yellow than my printer does, you know what I'm saying? That's okay, that's not, but these I wanted to be printed just the way it was. So that being said, I'm going to have a limited number printed at a lab, and I'm going to sign them and date them and number them, and I will let you know. And those of you that were interested, I will be putting up for sale a physical signed print of the brick and mortar mixed media piece. It will be on an 8.5 by 11 size piece of photo fine art paper of some kind. I haven't chosen the paper I want it printed out on just yet. I got to get all the samples back and choose from the samples. And it can be put in like a floating frame, like a document frame for like diplomas and that kind of thing. It looks really nice. Or if you just want to stick it up on your wall with some thumbtacks, or you know, whatever it is, whatever it is you want to do, man. I think another thing that is really super cool is to get kind of a neat clipboard. And you can get the old-fashioned ones, you know, the old ones that, you know, the antique ones. And you can, I think they make great frames. And this one is just something I got at Target. It's like a fabric one that I got at Target. But I love, love, love those antique clipboards. Those old antique clipboards. I think they make excellent, they're not really frames. They're kind of, you know, picture holders, right? So something like that. And that's why I wanted to keep it that size, because this is the size that it was when I made it. So, okay, so I will let you know about that. And I'll let you know soon about what this will be. You will see part 2 of what this will become. And I promise there will be books up for sale soon at the Etsy store. I'm getting my act together. The act is being, gotten together. The squirrels are being collected. And I will talk to you guys really soon. Thanks for letting me ramble about taxes and vacation or no vacation. And thanks for letting me bend your ear today. And if you have something you want to talk about and bend my ear about, don't hesitate to comment, please. Just even if I don't respond to it right away, I always read them. And big, huge love from me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.